Now, there were various achievements of Mendeleevs periodic table, and they are as follows. So, the first one is that he corrected atomic masses of certain elements. Like atomic mass of beryllium was initially 14.9, but he corrected that mass and calculated it as 9.01. So he corrected the atomic mass of certain elements. One more thing is that Mendeleev left gaps for undiscovered elements. As he left three gaps, as you can see in Mendeleev's periodic table. He left here three gaps. You can see here, 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 and here. Okay, so he left gaps in his periodic table, and he named those elements, undiscovered, unknown elements, as eka boron, eka aluminium, and eka silicon. And also, he not only left the gaps, but he also predicted their properties, and he predicted those unknown properties of those unknown elements. And later, when those elements were discovered, they were eka boron was named as scandium, eka aluminium was named as gallium, and eka silicon was named as germanium. Okay, and properties which he had predicted were found to be correct. So Mendeleev left proper gaps for the then undiscovered elements. Okay, for gallium, for scandium, for germanium, and when these elements were discovered, they were placed in those gaps without disturbing the existing periodic table, without disturbing the existing element. And he also predicted the undiscovered properties of undiscovered elements, and when they were discovered, the properties were found to be almost the same as actual properties. Okay, so it was the biggest achievement of his periodic table. And the another important achievement was that Mendeleev's periodic table accommodated noble gases when they were discovered. And when whole new group of elements, noble gases, were discovered, it got a place in the periodic table in the form of a separate group. It means we do not need to disturb the original arrangement of Mendeleev's periodic table. And the noble gases were placed in separate group. Now, what are noble gases? These are the elements which are zero valent. They are chemically unreactive. Okay, and the noble gases were discovered very late because they were very unreactive, they were inert, and they were present in extremely low concentration in the atmosphere. Now, Mendeleev's periodic table proved a great help in the study of elements, but there were some limitations, some drawbacks, some defects of his periodic table as well. So the first defect was the position of isotopes could not be explained. But what are isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of the same element having similar chemical properties but different atomic masses. It means the elements having different atomic masses but same chemical properties are known as isotopes. Like the example is here, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Now see what happens if the elements are arranged according to atomic masses. It means the isotopes will have different atomic mass, so the isotopes should be placed in different groups as per the base of classification because they have different atomic masses. But what happens in Mendeleev's periodic table? Isotopes were not given separate place. The isotopes were placed at the same place in Mendeleev's periodic table. For instance, if chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 is here, they are having different atomic mass, as this has 35 atomic mass and this has 37 atomic mass. So it means these two isotopes, because of their different atomic mass, should be placed in different groups because the classification was based on the atomic mass. But what happened? He placed both isotopes in the same group, and that is why his periodic table could not explain why he placed different atomic masses, different elements of atomic masses in the same group. So this was the drawback of Mendeleev's periodic table. The next one is the position of hydrogen could not be assigned properly. Now, if you see here, hydrogen is placed in the group of first group with alkali metals, with lithium, with sodium, with potassium. So hydrogen shows the properties of resembles in the properties to these alkali metals, lithium, sodium, and potassium. But hydrogen also resembles halogens. Like you can see here, we are having halogens, chlorine, fluorine, bromine. Hydrogen should be placed with these halogens also, because he resembles in properties with these elements. It means we need to place hydrogen in group 7. But he has placed hydrogen in the first group, and that is why Mendeleevs periodic table could not assign correct position to hydrogen in the periodic table, because we can see on the basis of properties, if we are saying hydrogen element could be placed in alkaline metal group as well as in halogen group, as well as with these chlorine, bromine, but he placed them hydrogen in alkaline means. That is why he could not assign a correct position, or we can say he couldn't explain the correct position of hydrogen. Okay. Now the next one was wrong order of atomic masses of some elements could not be explained. It means he placed a different order of atomic masses, the higher atomic mass first and then the lower one, which I explained earlier also. If you see in this, cobalt has the higher atomic mass and nickel has lower atomic mass, and as per his base, nickel should come first, but what he did, he placed them in wrong order. Wrong order. He placed cobalt first, then nickel. So this was again defect, again a demerit of his periodic table. And the last one is the many of the empty gaps remained unexplained. He left other empty gaps also, and he was not able to explain those empty gaps. So these were the drawbacks of the Mendeleevs periodic table. Thank you.